25 to life, the athlete will complete 25 wall balls, 25 air squats, 25 push-ups, 25 double or 50 single unders, 25 kettlebell swings, 25 double or 50 single unders, 25 push-ups, 25 air squats, and 25 wall balls for time. There is a 10-minute time cap for this workout. For wall balls, the ball starts on the ground. The athlete will squat with the hip crease below the knee while keeping the ball in the front rack position. After rising back toward the top, the athlete tosses the ball to the target. If the wall ball hits the ground, the athlete must reposition to the upright, hips extended, front rack position before squatting for the next rep. For air squats, the athlete starts fully upright with their knees and hips fully extended. The athlete lowers the hip crease to below the knee and stands back up to the fully upright position for each rep. For the hand-released push-ups, the athlete will start with their toes and the rest of their body on the ground. A rep starts by lifting the hands off the floor and then pressing the hands to the floor until the elbows are fully extended and only the toes and hands are touching the floor. The torso, hips, and lower body should all rise in unison, with the ankles and shoulders reasonably in line. The knee push-up will be performed utilizing the same guidelines. Examples of no rep include excessive snaking, not releasing the hands from the ground, not pressing to a full elbow extension with only the toes and hands on the ground, if the toes leave the ground at any time, or if the hips don't rise in line with the shoulders. The athlete may choose whether to do 25 double or 50 single unders. However, they may not switch between the two movements during the workout. For the kettlebell swings, the kettlebell starts on the ground with the handle up. Using both hands, the athlete will grab the handle of the kettlebell and shall stand upright with their hips extended. During the lowering arc of the movement, the kettlebell must pass behind the legs at the bottom, followed immediately by the rising arc. The movement is completed when the kettlebell is directly above the head, with the athlete's hips extended and the base of the kettlebell facing the ceiling, with its handle facing the top of your head. Score number 1 is time to complete. Mad Max Beyond Thruster Dome. Find your 1 rep max thruster in 6 minutes. WOD number 2 begins with an empty bar and the appropriate weights nearby. When the judge gives the go symbol, the athlete will have 6 minutes to load their bar, perform their warm-up repetitions, as well as find their 1 rep max. Once the bar is loaded, the athlete will power clean the bar. No squat cleans are allowed. The athlete will then get into a controlled front rack upright position. The athlete will then complete a full squat with their hip crease below the top of the knee. Then, without pausing, the athlete will accelerate back up and perform the movement without any pauses until the bar is overhead with the elbows fully extended and the head through the window. The feet may not stagger as in a split jerk at any time. The athlete must load their own bar and also clear their bar at the end of the workout. Score number 2 is heaviest load completed. Happy hour at the bar. With a running 8-minute clock, the athlete will complete 12, 9, 6, and 3 reps of the following movements: sumo stance high pull, hang clean, and shoulder to overhead. With any remaining time, the athlete will complete maximum repetitions of bar over burpees. For the sumo stance high pulls, the athlete must grab the bar with their hands inside the legs and then lift the bar to the mid-chest height, a bit lower than the clavicle, which is more standard. Elbows should sit above the bar at the end of the movement, not below. The bar will then be lowered until the plates touch the floor and is repeated until the required number of reps are completed. After the last sumo stance high pull, The athlete will adjust the position of their feet to a conventional stance before beginning the hang cleans, and then deadlift the bar to a fully upright, knees and hips extended position with the arms hanging fully extended. The athlete will then begin the first hang clean. The first movement begins by bending at the hips and lowering the bar between the hips and knees. The bar must then be lifted to the front rack position, finishing with the elbows in front of the bar with the knees and hips extended. The bar will then be lowered to somewhere between the knee and hip. The bar cannot be lowered below the knee. Repeat the movement until the required number of reps are completed. The bar does not have to be lowered to the floor to begin the shoulder to overhead movement. The athlete may strict press, push press, or jerk the bar to the elbows fully extended, head pushed through the window position, with the feet together, not in a split jerk position. If the bar touches the ground at any time before the final rep of the round, the athlete must return the bar to a proper front rack position before continuing the shoulder to overheads. After the final shoulder to overhead, the bar must again start on the floor to begin the next round of sumo stance high pulls. After completing all rounds of the triplet, the athlete will use the remaining time on the running 8-minute clock to complete as many bar over burpees as possible. The athlete begins the first burpee by standing upright with the knees and hips fully extended. The athlete will then bend their knees and place their palms flat on the floor. The athlete must get the entire front of their body flat on the floor, including their chest. The athlete will then perform a push-up and return the feet toward the hands. With the hands off the floor, the athlete will then hop or step over the bar laterally without touching the bar. The athlete does not have to return to a fully upright position to continue their reps after the start of their first repetition. Score number 3 is time to complete the triplet. Score number 4 is total repetitions of burpees completed. Benches be crazy. In 3 minutes, complete a 20-calorie row, and with the remaining time, complete max rep bench press. The athlete will begin in the seated position on the rower, with their feet strapped in securely. At the word go, the athlete may then touch the handle and begin the 20-calorie row. The bench press can only begin after 20 calories have been rowed. The load chosen prior to the clock starting is the only load that can be used. No change in load is permitted. The athlete chooses the load. The athlete must lie flat on the bench with their feet either touching the floor or on one 45-pound bumper plate. The athlete may ask for assistance in unracking the bar, but no other assistance may be given for any repetition in order for it to count. After unracking the bar, the athlete must begin with full control and elbows extended. The bar will then be lowered to the nipple area of the chest until the bar touches the chest. The rep is complete when the bar is pressed upward and the elbows are fully extended. If the spotter gives assistance at any time during a rep, the bar must be racked for safety reasons, and that rep will not count. If the judge feels it is safe to do so, the athlete may again unrack the bar and resume their reps. The reps do not have to be unbroken, and the bar may be re-racked as many times as the athlete wants. Score number 5 is total repetitions of bench press multiplied by the weight used. The finals WOD will be hard but appropriate for all divisions of the Festivus Games. This WOD will not be announced until it's time for finals at each host. Only the top 5 in each division after 5 scores will compete in the finals.